Welcome. If you're a B2B founder or CEO frustrated with losing deals to weaker competitors who tell a better story, even though you have an amazing product, then this training is for you. I'm Greg Rosner, founder of Pitch Kitchen and former top 1% enterprise sales rep, closing about $7 million worth of deals just a few years ago. And I was winning President's Club awards, but struggling with the same challenge you might be facing today: generic marketing materials and decks full of fluff that hurt more than they helped. In these next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how we help B2B CEOs like you stop losing deals to weaker competitors with better stories, turn your homepage into a selling machine that hooks buyers in about 8 seconds, build sales decks that spark real conversations, not just showcase features, train your AI to scale your message without sounding like everybody else. The results have been nothing short of incredible. From helping Calabrio 5x their pipeline in 6 months, to helping Aware.com, a publicly traded tech company, reposition their message and grow sales in a noisy, crowded market. We've helped about 1,000 B2B companies double their win rates through sharp positioning and strategic storytelling. Clients come to us often after burning about 20 to 200K on rebrands, overrated CMOs with outdated playbooks, and content that didn't move a single deal forward. I feel that, but we fix that in 90 days or less. But here's what fires me up most: seeing our clients finally break free from long sales cycles that drag on forever, marketing that sounds good but really falls flat in sales, prospects who need to think about it, and generic messaging that blends into the noise. If you're tired of your story not landing, your homepage not selling, and your deck not converting, even though your product is a no-brainer, then this might be the most important training you'll watch all year. Here's why. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact framework we use in our 90-day rebellion roadmap to help B2B companies selling 50K, 100K, 250K solutions double their win rates without the 12-month ramp of hiring a CMO or the runaround of an agency. Stay with me because I'm going to show you why great products don't sell themselves and what actually drives sales, how to turn your homepage into a conversion machine that works 24/7, and the secret to training AI to scale with your voice without sounding generic. Plus, I'll share real case studies of companies just like yours who transformed their results using the exact principles. You ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with the big lie. Most B2B CEOs still believe great products sell themselves. If we can just get more deals, demos, and meetings, they'll get it. Or I've heard, if we can just land one big whale, we'll finally have the budget to fix our marketing. You already know that's not how it works. The best product rarely wins. The best story does. And it's not just any story. It's a rebel story. One that names the villain, creates tension, and gives buyers a reason to move right now. If buyers don't see how you help them kill their villain, they bounce. Let me explain. Every market has a villain. It's the old way. It's the traditional orthodox path to winning that used to work, but not anymore because the world has changed and your buyers know it. If your message doesn't name that villain and lead them out of that mess, they stay stuck. So here's the mistake most companies make. They put their product on a pedestal. They lead with features, dashboards, and look what we built. That doesn't create urgency. It creates noise. And here's the kicker. Buyers are twice as likely to buy a painkiller over a vitamin. So if your message feels optional, feel good, or nice to have, sounds great, it's getting skipped and it's not getting bought. You need to speak to the real pain, the stakes, the villain of the story. And buyers, they don't want a superhero, they want a trusted advisor so they can become the superhero. Someone who sees the fight that they're in and shows them exactly how to win it. When you name the villain clearly, specifically, you create stakes, you activate urgency, and you earn the right to lead your customers. This isn't about fluff or feel-good branding. This is about building a movement your buyers want to join. So look at Salesforce, for example. Back in 2005, they weren't just pitching cloud CRM. They named the villain. It was bloated on-premise software. I don't know if you remember this, but they had this software with a big X through it. They rallied a movement with two big words: no software. Technically, it's not true, but emotionally, it was dead on. They weren't selling features. They were selling freedom from the old way. And it worked. That's the kind of message that you need, one that doesn't just explain what you do, but it provokes action. It reshapes their belief, and it makes not changing feel like the real risk. Because here's the truth. Facts don't change people's minds. Beliefs do. And beliefs are driven by what buyers care about, not what your product does. You don't need more features, you need a message that lights a fire. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly how we help B2B companies build that message and turn it into a sales engine that runs 24/7. Let's keep going. So we're going to talk now about how to transform your homepage into a sales machine. So here's the problem. Most B2B websites act like digital brochures, static, future-heavy, and built to impress investors, not convert buyers. Your homepage has about 8 seconds to hook the right prospect, but most waste it. They lead with cute but meaningless taglines, self-declared claims like revolutionary or cutting edge, but zero clarity. The result, qualified buyers leave. Your sales team then is stuck doing all the heavy lifting, and your homepage sure isn't helping them close deals. We need to flip the script. Your homepage isn't a brochure. It should be, and it is, your best presentation, built to spark the right conversations and create urgency. Inside the 90-Day Rebellion Roadmap, we help you craft a magnetic headline that hooks buyers in 8 seconds. Structure your story to surface tension. That's code for attention. And shake your buyer's confidence, but in a good way. Stack social proof that creates instant credibility. Build clear, frictionless paths to real meetings. When your homepage is built to convert, sales cycles shrink, win rates double, inbound meetings go up, because LLMs like ChatGPT and Gemini finally understand what you do. Your best buyers show up pre-sold. You position your company as the only one that solves the problem the way that you do. Still with me? If this is hitting home, don't let this moment pass. Your homepage should be your best salesperson. Because when someone hears about you through an ad, a cold email, a LinkedIn message, a conference talk, or an elevator pitch, they all end up at your homepage. And if that story doesn't land, they bounce. No more excuses. Is your homepage pulling its weight? If not, let's fix it. Book a call and let's turn your homepage into a sales machine in the next 90 days. Let's talk about the AI implementation gap. Most B2B companies think AI will magically fix their marketing. They plug in ChatGPT and expect it to spit out high-converting content. But if you've actually tried this, you already know it doesn't work. You get generic rubbish that sounds just like everybody else. Same tone, same buzzwords, no edge, no clarity, and no conversions. Instead of helping, AI just amplifies the confusion already baked into your message. And your team wastes time editing content that never should have been written in the first place, and they should not be editing. Inside the 90-Day Rebellion Roadmap, we don't just drop in AI tools or fix a homepage. We help you lead a movement, a strategic rebellion that gives your buyers a clear choice, your sales team a message that they feel great about, that they believe in, and your marketing the power to cut through the noise. And here's how we do it. We create a 40 to 50 page magnetic messaging doc, your source of truth for positioning, story, and voice, that everybody on your team can use. But the kicker here is it's used to build an OpenAI-powered custom GPT, your own AI brand ambassador, that you fully own, speaks like you, and sells with confidence across every channel. Redesign your homepage, which is your #1 sales asset, so it grabs the right buyer in about 8 seconds. Build a thought leadership webinar series, not just one, and marketing assets that create conversations, not just clicks. Develop a sales discovery guide, a trust-led, problem-centric conversation tool that your reps actually want to use. Help you redirect your marketing time and spend toward what actually drives revenue, not content theater. This is about building a message and a movement that helps your customer conquer their villain. That's what leadership looks like. And I believe, as I bet you believe, that sales is an act of leadership. And that's what your sales and marketing should be doing every single day. When your GPT is trained on a clear, compelling message, content creation moves 25x faster in your voice, not LinkedIn bot speak. You can replace $8,000 worth of marketing hours with $3 of API credits. Your AI becomes your fastest, most consistent writer, basically your AI chief marketing officer. And it's one your sales team actually wants to collaborate with every day. On decks, on emails, follow-ups, LinkedIn posts, you name it. You stop publishing fluff that your team hates writing anyway, and you start producing a real pipeline. Because here's the truth. If you don't train AI on a message that moves people, it just becomes a content vending machine. But when it's trained right, with strategy, story, and your voice, it becomes the most scalable salesperson you've ever had. That's how you stop sounding like everybody else and start leading the market like no one else. So here's a quick story. Calabrio was a $70 million software company in the conversation intelligence space. Solid product, smart team, but their message, a total hot mess. Their sales deck was 39 slides of logos, features, and corporate chest thumping, if I've ever seen one. It wasn't a conversation starter, it was a conversation killer. Reps hated using it. The homepage, it read like a memo to Gartner, hoping that they were listening. The pitch, an incoherent glob of solution speak. Prospects didn't get it. Sales stalled, pipeline flatlined. Top reps, they were just leaving. They came to us for a full messaging makeover and the way to finally get their story straight. In 90 days, we rebuilt everything. A clear, problem-led narrative that made buyers lean in. A discovery prompter that turned reps into trusted advisors. A homepage that finally pulled its weight. And a story that positioned Calabrio as the only solution that truly understood their customers' pain, like nobody else. No more jargon, no more happy horse shit, just clarity, leadership, and momentum. So within 6 months, sales pipeline grew by 3 times. Win rates doubled because buyers showed up already convinced they needed to change, and they needed to change with them. Discovery calls felt more like strategy sessions with doctors, not product walkthroughs with sales reps. Leadership finally had a North Star that they could scale with. So the shift wasn't cosmetic, it was structural. From product first to problem first. From explaining features to reshaping and discussing what they believe. From selling software to leading with play to win or just get left behind kind of conversation. So imagine what 3xing your pipeline would mean for your business without changing your product, just the story around it. Quick story about Aware.com, how they went from a complex platform to a category of one. So Aware.com is a publicly traded company building biometric and enterprise messaging software. The tech is rock solid, the team is sharp, the message was all over the place. Their homepage read like a spec sheet. Their deck, 80 slides of compliance features, tech specs, and forgettable jargon. Buyers didn't see value, they saw complexity and deals weren't closing. They just left. Meanwhile, better funded competitors with half the product but a tighter pitch were winning. Aware wasn't showing up as the future of secure communications. They were showing up as just another vendor. So we didn't refresh the copy. We gave them a category. We repositioned Aware as the intelligent biometrics layer for secure enterprise messaging, a future that buyers already believed in. We named the real villain: insider threats, regulatory noise, fragmented technology. We built a belief-shifting narrative that made Aware the only logical choice in the industry. Rebuilt the homepage to lead with clarity, not complexity. Turned the sales deck into a discovery tool that opened strategic conversations and helped salespeople close deals. We trained a custom GPT to scale the message across emails, decks, and proposals consistently. So, win rates doubled, deal cycles shortened, prospects showed up pre-sold, already bought into Aware's role in the future. The sales team finally had a story that they believed in and a GPT that helped them scale it across every channel they're communicating. So this wasn't a rebrand. This was a repositioning to own the future. From "we do biometrics too," which was what they were saying, to We are the intelligent biometrics category. And if that's what you want, if that's what you see as the future, then this is what we can do with you. They went from explaining features to reshaping beliefs, and from scattered sales tools to a single story everybody can tell and everyone can scale using AI. When your message matches where the market's headed, your buyers don't need convincing. They lean in. And when AI carries the story across every touch point, you stop chasing and you start leading. So what would doubling your win rate do for your revenue this year? What if your best prospects got it in the first 5 minutes and said, okay, where do we start? What if your team actually loved using your sales tools because they worked? Well, that's the power of a magnetic message scaled by a GPT that sells like hell. So you've seen what happens when a message clicks. Calabrio didn't 5x their pipeline because of a better demo. Aware didn't double their win rates because they added more features. They changed the story and changed it to one that was closer to the truth. That's the power of this approach. Your best customers already know the truth. Your prospects, they don't yet. Then they scaled that truth-fueled rebellion with artificial intelligence, and the market responded. That's what we do. We help B2B CEOs go from confused positioning and bloated sales decks to a sharp story that buyers can't unhear, to a homepage that converts, to a GPT that writes in your voice 25 times faster than your agency for like $3 in API credits, to a sales team that doesn't explain, they lead and partner towards a better world, which is why you probably started this whole thing in the first place. If you're still losing to competitors with weaker products and tighter stories, if your homepage makes you cringe, if your GPT sounds like a corporate intern your team hates editing, I don't blame them, but it's time for a messaging reset. Click the link below and book a call with me. There'll be a few qualifying questions just to make sure it's a fit. But if you're serious about fixing your message, I want to talk to you. This isn't a high-pressure sales pitch. It's a strategic conversation to get clarity and see if we're the right fit to help you craft a magnetic message that shapes beliefs and opens doors, train a GPT that scales your voice without pulling its teeth out, rebuild sales tools that make your team dangerous, but in the best way. You'll walk away with clarity whether we work together or not. But here's the bigger picture. Fixing your story isn't a nice to have. In a world where AI is shaping what gets seen in the first place, what gets recommended, what's remembered, your message is your competitive advantage. If your story doesn't position you as the best answer, or better yet, the only answer, you will stay invisible. As the noise gets louder, AI will amplify what's already working and ignore you entirely. There's a first mover's advantage here, but only if you move. Click the link, book the call. Let's make sure your story is ready to lead the market, not just survive it. But fair warning, we only take on a few clients each month because we go deep. We don't just put lipstick on the pig. We build category leaders. We build rebellions that look like brands. And I want your brand to lead a movement, help your clients win, and reshape your market for the better. I know you can do this. The best quarter in your company's history isn't going to wait around. And with AI rewriting the playbook, now is not the time to sit on the sidelines. Click the link below to book your call with me. Let's see what's possible when your message finally matches the power of your product.